Hey everyone, it's Eddie Sanchez, and I'm back with more creative tips for you young creatives out there. So today I wanted to give you guys some tips on creative writing. If you're into that kind of thing, stay tuned. All right, guys, let's get into it. So I was reading a few articles from Screencraft, and they gave me an idea for a video today about creative writing. Where do my ideas come from, and how do I come up with new ideas, right? I personally like to read history, right? Maybe I'll do research on some history, European history or something like that. I came up with the Diary of Kate the Ripper because, I was reading about Jack the Ripper in, London back in those times. And it gave me the idea to write the story. Anyway, so the Screencraft article has a bunch of old screenplays that you could download, and that'll give you some ideas. Remember, there's no such thing as, new stories to be told. Basically, it's all a reimagining through your eyes, right? I'm not going to be able to tell a story like you tell a story, right? So you can take my story and make it into your story, but it'll be different through your lens, right? So just keep that in mind. All stories are reimagined through your eyes. All right. The links down below are from a Screencraft article. One has a video that talks about the new movie Imaginary, like the teddy bear or something. I don't really know much about it, but I was listening to the video, and it was really interesting what the writers and the director had to say about how they came up with the story. And it just teaches you that you can come up with stories based on fairy tales, folklore. There's so many things you can take a story out of, right? Me personally, I did the Diary of Kate the Ripper, which I turned into a novel and a screenplay based on Jack the Ripper, right? So you can do things like that, and it's great. You can come up with a great story. I came up with other stories, and some of them I took from real life, right? A lot of them from real life. Jack the Ripper, there was another one that I took. I'm a fan of history, so if I can do research, you got to do research, right? If I can do research on a story that was, from a real life situation and kind of fictionalize it, right? Let me write it in my own way. You could do that with old screenplays. So like I said, there's going to be a link down below that's going to have, it's from Screencraft, that's going to have a bunch of downloadable old screenplays that you could download old screenplays and read them, and hopefully you'll gain some knowledge. If you guys have any questions on the writing process, make sure to drop a question down below or send me a message. I like to help out as best as I can with answers, right? Because I'm pretty busy myself. But I feel like, you have to challenge yourself to be a creative writer. You can't just, take the same movie that everybody else is doing. Get an old movie. If you're going to think of to rewrite a movie, get an old movie and maybe mix it with something else, right? Just get creative for that. Take your time creating the world that you're going to build, right? You're creating a whole world. You're creating a character. Make them interesting, okay? I wrote a few paragraphs down below on creative writing. Hopefully, it'll give you guys some tips as to how I do it. Sometimes I take real life situations and I think of stories. I come up with stories, right? You can come up with all kinds of stories of your own. So hopefully these tips will help you out being creative and coming up with your own stories, creating kick-ass movies, hopefully, out of these tips that I'm giving you. If you guys have any questions, drop a comment down below. The links will be down below as well. Don't forget, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys next video.